adventure, excitement, and gnomes. All of that coming up on Heroes of Epic Proportions.
The sweet aroma of an eternal forest greets you on the road. It's been a long day of travel as you work your way towards the trade city of Zyme.
Hi, sweet aroma!
The central hub to all the kingdoms of Telemere. The United Carriage Company has overbooked your transit as the great solstice marking the beginning of spring is celebrated in the great city of Zyme. There's a toothless driver, a man in a flowing pink robe who has a hood, and the three of you as you set out on the final leg of your trip.
That's us.
Oh.
Yes.
Are we supposed to do things now?
Yes. I want you to introduce yourselves now.
No, I'm shy. I just like hunker down with my fantasy MP3 player, and I try to avoid making eye contact.
Are you? You're a bard. Is that actually in character, or is that Al?
I'm kind of making that up as I go. I haven't said whether this person is outgoing or not, I don't think, in my character sheet.
The way we're going to do this is, Al, tell me who you are, tell me about your character, and let's get this thing rolling.
Do you want me to do my character voice, or you just want me to talk about it?
Talk about it first, and then we'll do character voices as the roleplay begins. Right now, you're just in a wagon avoiding people, listening to your far speech stone MP3 player.
My name is Trifina Voki Vencelli. I am a gnome bard, and I'm a girl. I'm playing a female, and I sort of, I did the college thing. I went to college to study to be a bard. I learned a lot of the arts, but I was really pressured into it by my parents, and as it turns out, barding is not as lucrative as it was when they were kids. And so now I'm kind of on the road seeking my fortune because I'm in bad student debt.
Yeah, piracy really killed the bard trade.
It did.
Yeah,
I listen. You wouldn't steal a song out of my mouth, would you? Like, you wouldn't rip my vocal cords directly out of my throat. But somehow you think it's totally cool to just be like, oh, I heard this bard one time. I recorded on my Stone of Spar speech with built-in recording technology.
What's on your fantasy MP3 player?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you pay for all those licks?
Yes, I did, Joe. Or whatever your name is, because you haven't introduced yourself, and I'm not doing my character voice. But I did.
All right, let's move on to Joe. Who are you?
Yeah, my name's Mainvith.
Mainvith?
Who now?
I haven't even heard that yet.
Last name, Gneime.
Konami.
What was the first name? I didn't catch that.
Manvith.
Manvith?
I'm writing that down.
Oh! Man with name.
Yeah, middle name's No. K-N-O.
All right, yeah.
You're going to have to
There's
text me
maybe
the
an
spelling
archetype
on that
I'm sort of
later.
referring to here. I'm a tiefling, which means I got a big tail and horns, and I'm reddish.
Okay.
You're sort of like a demonic offspring type thing.
Yeah, devilish. Well, the tail looks pretty big in the book. I don't know if I want that thing lumbering around behind me.
I'm short, by the way. Gnomes are short. That's our main thing. We're little
Yes,
people.
and cheerful. Oh, wait, you didn't introduce
Finish yours, and then we'll introduce the squirrel.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
Oh.
Yeah, also, I'm, like, a big outcast. Like, people hate me because I'm a tiefling, which is awesome. So I'm not real big on people, you could say. I'm a cleric, although I don't really want to be one. Just kind of got blessed by a god. Really pissed off the people in, like, that town I was in, because a lot of clerics were studying and praying and doing lots of things to try and please these gods and become clerics, and I just was a drunk, and now I'm a cleric, and
That's
I'm
awkward.
just here. Yeah, they weren't happy. They sent me on some mission to go to wherever we're going.
Zyme.
Yes. Zine.
All right, Hannah, who are you?
I'm Hi Buddy, but H-Y-E.
I forgot that!
I'm the only one with a no joke name.
Well, it could just be your stage name.
I
I'm sure
guarantee
you have...
Pink Robe, his initials are N, P, and C.
No, they're not. You'll be very pleasantly pleased whenever you hear
fine.
his name.
Yeah, so yeah, H-Y-E, Hi, and then Buddy, B-U-H.
So do your friends call you Hi or Buddy?
I don't have any friends.
Oh,
right,
Another
because-
one, wow.
Yeah,
Little social group.
I'm a high elf ranger, and I just, like, I'm tall and I'm a dude. I'm playing a dude. And I think that I'm
I'm a
better than
dude, too.
everybody, so it's hard for me to make friends because I'm super snooty and I look down on everyone.
I also, as Tony was mentioning earlier, I forgot to mention my squirrel, whose name is Euclid, who kind of rides around in my bag or whatever, and only I can talk to him because I have the ability to speak with small beasts.
Aw.
So
That's a gnome thing.
Yep,
Al, are you a girl or a guy?
I'm a girl.
Okay.
I'm
tell.
not
I
doing my
don't see
character
many
voice quite yet, although if
We
you're
may
ready for
work
me.
into that.
I am absolutely terrified to hear that.
It's just like this. I mean, I'm a girl, and I have just a kind of a slightly higher pitched voice. I'm Trafina Voki Benchelli. I have a lot of other names as a gnome. The other gnomes, we gnomes like to have a lot of names, but these are the ones that I give to people who are sort of outside our society. And I've just, I've come to the end of my playlist here on my Fantasy MP3 player. And you look like an interesting guy, Mister. What are you? The big red horns? Some kind of tiefling? I've never seen a tiefling before.
Really?
I've seen lots of tieflings before.
No, that's fine.
How common are tieflings in this universe?
They are not all that common. It's more likely that you haven't had interactions with tieflings. You've probably seen them from time to time.
Okay, I've
Yes, I have
definitely
infernal
seen
heritage.
a tiefling before, but I've never got to talk to them. I hear that your scuttlebutt around town is that you're sort of cursed and blessed at the same time by the god.
I think so. We're getting to that. Right now I'm just blessed, as should be abundantly clear because I'm sitting in this wagon with you.
Well, I'm curious though about that because you didn't want to be blessed, and it has sent you away from everybody that you knew and alienated you from your the people.
No,
that
my
you
horns
loved.
did.
Well,
That was
yes.
just the icing on the cake.
I'm just saying that the blessing here seems to have had negative side effects. You'd think that the god would have seen that coming. Which god was this, by the way?
On the road ahead of you,
Thank you.
there is a
Cut
very
off that
strange.
conversation. Okay.
On the road ahead of you, you see a being strapped between two trees. Basically, looks like he's full on splayed out and crucified. He is making a lot of very, very strange squawking noises. Somebody roll a perception check. What do you see?
What do I roll for perception check?
How do we do this? This is the first
This
roll
is
of the
a-
game.
I know, this is a D20. Everybody roll a D20 and
I
tell
got a
me the numbers.
16.
Add your wisdom modifier.
My wisdom is +2, so I got an 18.
16.
That'll definitely do it.
Oh, 6.
What did High Buddy get?
6. So, you guys notice this. Hannah is basically staring at the boards of the cart, just hoping she doesn't have to talk to any of these losers.
I cast Vicious Mockery at Hannah.
What happened to my bookmarks?
I release a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments. If she can hear me, or if he can hear me, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. No, I'm
right.
kidding.
As you pull up closer to this, the pink wizard stands up and jumps from the cart. The driver,
And breaks his
who is
leg.
who is lovingly named Ferguson. He has no teeth, but he is a very good driver. He's kept you guys safe so far.
Aw.
He's just kind of like rubbing his head, wondering what's going on. And this wizard figure jumps out. He lowers his hood, and you notice that he is covered in this very bright blue makeup. He's very oddly dainty for being kind of a chubby guy. He's got this weird graceful way of doing things.
This is the driver?
No.
This is the wizard that was in the car.
Pink
with
wizard
you.
with blue skin.
Oh, I thought that was the car. Okay, gotcha. I thought that was the driver. Go ahead.
He walks up to this Kenku, which is a very strange creature. It's basically a crow that is humanoid, and it can only speak in pantomime. So it's whenever it speaks to you, it's actually repeating things that it's heard before. But whenever this wizard walks up to it, he puts his hand out and he's trying to figure out what's going on. He's asking quick questions, and he introduces himself. He says, "Be calm. I am Poom Aman."
Why do I have a real name? Nobody told me
Alan,
it was going to be all joke names all the way down. What's our cart driver's name?
Ferguson?
Hey, Ferguson, listen, this all seems well and good, but what happened to your teeth? Because it seems like that's going to be a pretty big plot point. He's mentioned several times, I've noticed several times that you don't have any teeth. And did somebody take those? Is that like a dental accident, or were you just
I couldn't afford a dentist.
Is that what happens when you don't pay them off?
I'm kind of sensitive about it, I don't like talking about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
okay. You better leave a better tip on the way.
What happened to your height? Is that a thing that someone took from you? Did you used to have height? What are you just going around knocking people's...
I agree with the tiefling this time. This is rude. I mean, I'm trying to give you a nice tour of this forest. I was telling you all about the stuff on the side of the road. And here you go messing with me about my teeth.
I do. I was curious because you mentioned that this was an eternal forest earlier, and how long has it been eternal?
Well, it was around before they had writing, so it's been a while.
Okay.
As Al is focusing completely on the driver, there is this bird squawking in the tree, speaking in pantomime. He keeps on yelling about all these different things. He keeps saying, like, stupid kobolds. Punished for stealing, punished for stealing, punished for stealing. He keeps speaking, just repeating things that he's been told before.
Do I know what a cobble is in this context? Should I know in this fantasy land what a cobble is?
Roll an intelligence check.
Is that a 20?
Yes. They're all D20s for this type
Right.
of
Okay. Well, I rolled a 2, and that's plus 3, so I got a 5.
You definitely don't know what a
I'm
cobble
real
is.
dumb.
Does anybody else want to figure out what a cobbled is?
I can try.
I'm not super bright.
Oh, are
11?
you saying cobble like a kobold, like KOBOLD?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it. Okay, my character doesn't know what that is, but I guess I do. That's very weird.
Yeah, it's metagaming if you fail that roll. Does anybody... What did you guys roll?
11.
Wait,
That's good enough.
Yeah. 9.
All right, Hannah kind of knows what they are. Joe actually does know, and he says, "Oh, kobolds are those weird, like, kind of dragon breed monsters. They're kind of like goblins, just a little bit more dragon-like in this."
I really liked your character voice, Joe.
That's pretty good. Huh?
amazing.
Sounds just like Tony, right?
Like Tony, though.
I guess you like. Do you want to relay that to the party? Do you tell that to the party?
They're small
Excuse
dogs
me.
that were related to dragons. They're thieves.
Close enough.
That's some weird metagaming. You have to put information into my... Yeah. I sort of know what they are, but Joe actually isn't positive in this context.
So
what
these
they
are like little dragon dog things, like they're leather skinned, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I should ask Joe, Mister Witha. So you're saying they're like dragon dogs with like, do they breathe fire and stuff or what?
No, I'm pretty sure they do not. Again,
Okay.
Joe doesn't know this stuff. This is getting weird into metagaming. Tony, do they breathe fire?
No.
No. No, they don't.
Thanks, sir.
Do you,
I appreciate you
guys-
sharing your knowledge with me. I'll sing you a song later.
do you approach the bird or do you just sit there?
Did you say it was tied up?
Yeah, it's full on like
How
sprawled
big is
out.
this bird? Because when you first said crucified, I was thinking like a full like human-ish, or at least
It's humanoid. Like think about like 3 foot tall, 4 foot tall.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 4 foot
I'm
tall
gonna hang
talking crow.
back. Trifina is not a fighter. She is not a lover either. She's just kind of Trifina.
I was gonna
About
see
the
to
word around town.
try to find a way to like get it down or cut it down or use my arrows.
Oh, so you want to approach the bird and
Well, she wants to do some Western shooting crap. Yeah,
I don't have like a knife or anything. Maybe I could just, I don't know.
well, that's a
You
good point.
definitely
I
have
don't
a
think I got a
knife.
knife
Oh, I
in
do?
my,
You have
in
a
my
sh-
Hey,
pack.
I have a knife.
you guys both have short swords.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I want to try to like help it get down.
Aw.
Are you afraid of it at all?
No, just very curious.
All right. So you walk up to the bird and next to Pum Aman, like you start looking for ways to get it down. And as soon as I'll give me a dexterity roll, D20.
Okay. So is it like I roll and
Because
then
you got to climb up.
Okay.
Yeah, you tell me the number and then you put your dexterity modifier on it.
Okay, so 18 plus 5. 13?
Oh yeah, 23. Like basically, you almost do a backflip jumping through the trees to
Can
untie
she
this
actually
thing.
shoot the thing down with a 23?
I'm actually gonna allow that. So with the way he's hung by 2 different strings, and you just like a boss pull out your bow and shoot both the ropes out, and he just tumbles to the ground.
At the same time, like she does this thing where like the arrow goes through the one rope and then bounces off the branch, and then
You
comes
double
back
knock
with
it.
the other one.
2 arrows at once.
Yeah, you double knock the arrows and put them on both sides of your hands, and because you got 23, it just works.
Fair enough.
Like you hit the
I'm
knots
impressed.
perfectly, and the bird drops.
The tiefling's impressed.
Puma Man is impressed too.
Hey, I want to yell out to Puma Man here, be like, hey, what's the holdup, Mr. Puma Man? What's going on?
There's a creature here that needs our assistance. Can you not see that this thing is in pain?
What if it's dangerous or something? I'm not so big as some people, and I don't hit as hard. Also, it looks like a giant bird man, which, I like birds and I like men, but the combination kind of freaks me out a little bit.
As you say this, a bunch of ravens fly out of the trees and dive directly at the bird. Or at the, what is it, carrack?
No, it's on the ground. Hannah shot it out of the tree or
Yeah,
whatever?
that's what they're responding to mostly.
Okay.
They dive at the Kenku, and basically, I need you guys to roll initiative.
Against ravens?
Is this another D20?
Yes, this is a D20.
Do you modify it
And
with
you put
anything, or
your-
is it just...
Your dex.
Okay. Where's my dex?
15.
I got a 5.
13.
What did you get, Hannah?
I got a 10, and then my dex is 5, like the modifier.
That's a high modifier. It's
Yeah.
nice.
That, basically, she would full min-max.
Okay.
All right, 15.
I just didn't have anything that was plus 5 ever.
Yeah. Same.
All right, and then Al was 5.
Yep.
And let me roll for the birds. They got that.
Do I have to wait for my
Hold
turn
on.
to try to talk to them?
Talking is a free action.
Because I've got
So you
speak with
can-
small beasts. I don't know what they how in depth they can get. But I guess I might just yell at them, "Hey, cut it out! What's going
They
on
do
here?"
not listen.
They don't listen. Okay.
They just start pecking the hell, like the holy hell, out of these birds, or out of the bird that's on the ground. And there are 10 of them just trying to wreck this thing, trying to pull his eyes out, trying to do everything that they can. And the first person, or the highest initiative, is Hannah. So, Hannah, if you want to do an attack, you can try to either shoot a crow, you can try to attack it with your sword. You've got all sorts of things. You are right there, so you can do pretty much whatever you want.
Okay, yeah, I want. Can I use my arrow to try to Can I use my bow to try to shoot the birds away from the injured bird?
You can definitely try.
Okay.
So what you would do with that is you get your D20.
Okay.
And you roll it.
9.
Oh.
What's your dex modifier? 5?
5.
So that's a 14. That definitely does hit. So go ahead and roll damage. It should be there on what your bow is. I can't remember. It's like a 1d8 or something like that.
Weapons, range, longbow,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
1d8 piercing.
All right. So you get your 8-sided dice, the diamond.
Diamond. 1.
Woohoo!
Plus 5, so that's actually 6.
Oh, plus
And
5.
you just annihilate one of the crows.
Yay! 1.
Just absolutely tear it apart. All right.
Yeah, that was
Next
less
in the-
impressive than when you shot down the big bird.
Is he yellow? Tell me he's not. He's like a crow, right?
Yeah, he's like a crow.
Yeah.
And he as all this is happening, he keeps screaming. He's not he's not fully coherent. He's just yelling. This time it's actually in a child's voice. He's just saying, "No, no, 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 stop!" And then you hear the bird crying,
Aw.
just like this perfect weeping noise as these other crows just try to hurt him. Next up in line is Joe.
And these birds did not do well on their roll, did they?
No, they're actually. That was a 2 that I rolled for their initiative, despite having ambushed, which I probably should have rolled that. But yeah, they were not very initiative. Neither was Puma. He actually got a 1. Or Puma.
He doesn't even
It's
get
Puma
to go.
Man, not Puma Man.
Sure, right. I'm gonna focus on that.
I'm gonna do. I got a.
You probably have a mace or something along those lines. What's your weapon?
No. I've got a. Where did it go?
I will tell you, don't burn a spell yet.
Really?
Yeah, I
Unless
wanted to
it's
burn. I was about to.
Actually, if you have a cantrip, cantrips you can burn all day. For a cleric, that would be like Sacred Flame. That's a pretty good option here.
Don't you piggyback my gaming.
I'm just telling you.
No. But I'm definitely using a spell. I thought I had a shield of some sort. Maybe that's in the light section?
You're probably thinking of Shield of Faith, something like that ups people's AC, and I'm going to tell you that's a bad idea for this.
Yep, Don't care. What do I...
Joe using his soul spell slot on that instead of a heal later, whatever. It might be needed.
Oh, there it is. Shield of Faith. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I do Shield of Faith on the bird.
All right. So that ups his AC by +2, I believe?
For all my fancy printing, I forgot to add...
This is a spell I use pretty regularly, so it's a +2 AC.
2.
All right, that puts him up to 16, which is actually pretty decent. So the birds will have a hard time hitting him.
Good.
All right, and you don't have a
Boom.
bonus action, do you? Like, I don't think you do, but you can move if you want. You can either get closer, you can run away, you can do whatever you want. You can still move.
I'm going to get out of the wagon. I don't like being in this
All
thing
right.
with the birds flying around.
That's a good idea. All right, next is Albert.
Does it cost me a turn if I roll a perception on the birds? Because I kind of want to, like, I mean, these are, obviously, there's something weird going on with them, but I want to know, like, if there's...
I'll count that as a free action if you want to roll a perception check. real
Okay. That's, what do I add to that? Intelligence?
quick. Wisdom.
Wisdom. I got an
Intelligence
11.
is almost never used. 11?
Oh, good.
That's life in general.
I was just saying.
They just look like normal ravens to you. Like, you don't see anything,
Okay.
like anything magical about them. They do seem very intent on just this one person, though.
But they're not like well, from what I can tell, they're not supercharged or like impossible to kill. Or I mean, Hannah just annihilated one. How far away am
No.
I from them?
You're about 20 feet, which is one move, so you can jump from the wagon and get there if you wanted to attack with your short sword, or you can do any other action that you want.
So I can do a move and an action.
Yeah.
And you say I don't want to use a spell right now, because I do.
If it's a cantrip,
It's not a
then
cantrip.
it's a good idea to use. How many spell slots do you have is the question.
Oh, where do I see that on my papers?
That's on the first page of the Bard Player's Handbook. First or second page, there should be a giant chart that says your spell, like how many spells you can cast.
Sorry, looking.
At this level, you can cast 2 first-level spells, so
Okay.
you will have 1 left over.
So I can move closer and cast a spell.
Yes.
Then in that case, I want to move closer and cast Thunder Wave.
Thunder
All right.
wave.
And what does Thunderwave do?
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
All right, this might actually devastate a lot of these things. I've got to roll 9 dice real quick.
Okay, I guess I need to roll a... Or no, I don't roll anything, I guess.
Yeah, if it says they do a Constitution save, then it automatically hits, unless it says that you have to do a magical spell roll, but I don't think
It does not say that. Yeah, I thought maybe I would have to.
All right, so, and what's your DC? Like, what's the spell that they have to pass the Constitution check? Does it say there? Like, what your
Must make a Constitution saving throw. It doesn't say on this paper that I printed out.
All right, under the Bard stuff, it should say, like, DC plus whatever, and that should be the number that they have to beat. All right, so spell save is DC plus your charisma plus your proficiency.
So where is that in the book? In case I need to look this up.
That is under spellcasting. It's on the second page of the Bard stuff.
Right.
Like a spellcasting ability, and that's actually going to go up whenever you level. So
I'll be right back
Okay,
real
so
quick.
you need to know what
All
now for me? What's
all
my
right, so it's 8
right?
plus your proficiency bonus.
What's
Which
my
that
where's
should be
that
at
at?
the top.
So,
It's on the chart above. It's +2, so that's 10
okay.
plus your charisma modifier.
My
so
charisma
the
modifier
number-
is 3.
All right, so that means that I have to beat a score of 13.
And so does Hannah, and
right.
so does the thing that they're attacking.
Hannah's, yeah, and I guess Puma Man would too.
Is Hannah out there? I'm
Yeah,
not
she's
sure.
Hannah's
right there.
pretty close.
But I'm hoping to like knock everybody apart at least, so it's harder for them to attack. And I think that everybody who isn't a crow probably won't die from this.
You are
Think.
forgetting how low all of your HPs are. Like,
Yeah.
Well, Joe will live.
Yeah, I can
All right,
heal people maybe.
so 6 of the 9 birds are affected, and I need you to roll the damage.
Okay, so on a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Wow, this is a powerful-ass spell from level 1.
2d8?
Yeah, if it
I
succeeds.
only
Yeah, so-
were I out there, I only have 9 hit points.
Yeah.
How many
Well-
hit points do you have, Hannah?
How many what?
She's gone.
What? No, I'm.
How many hit?
I don't know where to find that on my paper.
Dead center top. Current hit points.
Oh, I didn't
yeah, I
fill
have
it in
9
the
as
right
well.
spot. It's somewhere else.
All right. So Al has accidentally attacked you, Hannah, so you need to make a constitution save.
Ah,
I
okay.
mean, it was an accident. I just thought with the level 1, it can't be able to kill my party members yet.
You might kill everyone except for Puma Man.
All right, well, I guess I
Great.
gotta roll my 2d8.
Yeah.
That's a 3 and a 5.
All right, so plus your charisma modifier.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Plus 3. So that's an 8 plus 3. That's an 11.
Yeah, that would have killed me.
All right, so
That's thunder damage, though.
Oh.
Hannah's fine against thunder damage, right?
6 of the birds die.
All right, now the ones that are not affected, by the way, they still take damage. They take 1d8.
All right, so all the birds are dead. All 10 of the birds are dead.
I think. Wait. No. Yeah, half as much damage. I'm sorry. So
They
not-
only have 1 HP.
Okay.
That's why this was a terrible, terrible idea. The Kenku is now unconscious and bleeding out. Hannah, I need you to make a Constitution save. So roll a d20.
D20. 1.
All right, so
You rolled a
Hannah,
1?
you take
Yes, you said 20. Yeah.
Hannah, you take 11 damage.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. I cast healing hands. Joe, do something.
Can I?
It's not your turn yet.
No, I know.
Everything else is dead.
Your wounds.
Does the wagon get a turn?
Can I shoot
All
an
right,
arrow
so-
into his leg? My next turn.
No,
It's worse than Kerbal.
how much HP do you have left?
Who, me?
Like, what's your HP at?
It looks like it said 11. How much damage
So
did I take?
you are 11.
Oh.
You are unconscious and dying.
Oh, great.
So Puma Man made his save, so he takes 6 damage, and that's nothing to him. He's fairly high level. He looks at Al, and he is just dumbfounded. He actually walks over and slaps you in the face.
I'm also looking at. I also slap out.
And then Puma Man walks over to the cleric, and he's like, "Do you by chance know Spare the Dying?"
Nope.
Like,
what I
I know
prepared
it's one of the
today.
first things they teach you in cleric school. Like, I know it's a cantrip. Can you go over there and help them before they bleed out? Hannah, I needed you to make a d20, and I got to make a d20 on this bird, because if you fail 3 death saving throws, you're dead.
Oh, great. Alright, so I roll a
The
d20.
bird failed 1. Yes.
13.
All right, you passed your first death saving throw. Joe, do you want to go Spare the Dying on them?
Hang on. Let me just clarify So I know all the cantrips. Do I have
You
to
don't know
prepare
all the cantrips. You know a few cantrips.
Not all the
I think
cantrips.
you know 3 or something.
the cleric
like that.
ones.
They did not need to put this spell in first level.
I'm actually not sure you get that as first level. I'm kind of
It says first level evocation in the description.
What's it called?
Thunder Wave.
Thunder
Yeah,
Wave.
there it is.
I get that as a 6th level or a 10th level cleric. I get that eventually.
Do So as a cleric, this is just me trying to figure out my class.
Al, you can also try to use first aid on the people that you've almost murdered.
Okay, so it's not my turn, as you mentioned. I do have, I think...
Turns are over. Your enemies are dead.
Oh,
Okay, let me clarify this.
Unless Puma Man decides to attack you for trying to murder everybody.
Yeah, well, is Al gonna hit
combat
us
is
some more?
over.
Do I have to roll?
I'm a victim as much as anybody else here, okay? Except for the fact that I'm not dying on the ground. Other than that,
Do I have to pick
you see-
cantrips ahead of time that I know for the
You're
day?
supposed to, but we're gonna because it's first time. I'm gonna let it slide and say you have Spare the Dying because I didn't think you'd have to use it.
Me either, to be honest.
Does Cure Wounds have any effect on people who are unconscious?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well, I can cast
you'll-
that on
Alright.
who do I want to cast it on?
Well, I got the other one,
Okay, I'll cast it on Hannah then.
and I'll touch the bird.
I get 1d8
Alright, so-
cure wounds. Where's my d8? Okay, here we go. Plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that?
That would be wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay,
cure wounds.
so I got 5 on that.
All right, so Hannah, you've got 5 HP back.
Gee, thanks.
You just wake up and you like have no idea what happened because thunder almost killed you.
So, well, it's 5 from what she was at like -2, right? So she's only got 3
No, she's
HP.
a dead zero, I thought.
No, you were pretty much at 0, so you get the full 5 back. Also,
okay.
whenever you die, you just go to 0. You don't go negative
Oh.
unless they double your HP and then you die instantly.
Okay.
Did you,
So,
you
like,
want
the
to try
cure
for that,
wounds
Al?
just goes from 0
I
to
just
5.
want-
I mean, you can if you really want to, but
I am so sorry about that.
you see
What did you
Puma
say your
Man
name
kind of
was?
smirk.
I didn't get to meet you yet, and
You see Puma Aman kind of smirk, admiring that you already have this much power coming out of such a tiny little body.
I normally just play music for people and make them happy, but I thought I would get in and be offensive this time.
Yeah.
Your squirrel is quaking with fear.
I left him behind in the wagon now.
I'm doing
he
a lot
did
of
not get
swearing.
harmed by my spell. I want that. Euclid does
All right,
not get
so-
hurt by me casting this.
So the bird is stabilized because Joe hit spare the dying on it, and Pum Aman thinks about the words. He's like, he said in Cabulos Rising. That's like the
Did he?
deity in Cabulos is illegal to. Yeah, he said it like 6 times.
Oh, okay. Wasn't
Like,
listening.
sometimes
I had
I
my
think-
earbuds in at that point. My fantasy earbuds. I didn't know.
He just stares at you again. He's just like, you almost killed a bunch of strangers, which all you had to do was like shake a stick at these crows. They're crows. They're ravens.
Yeah,
But-
but here's a real question I have: is how do you spell encabulos?
INCABULOS. And like you see, like the more he paces back and forth, he starts thinking about this, and he starts he starts ruminating. He starts going back and forth. And he's like, this could be more serious than I expected. Worshippers of Encabulos are illegal. We've had this taken care of for several hundred years. And you see him run over to the cart, and he actually unhooks the horse. Ferguson's like, "Hey, look at my horse!" He grabs the bird, throws it over the back of the horse. He punches Ferguson and yells, "I will give you guys a massive reward if you can figure out what's going on here.
You just
meet
punched
me
Ferguson. I'm not going to help this guy out.
Anything goes here. Just beat the hell out of everyone you want to.
This is bigger than Ferguson. This is bigger than any of
I
us.
cast cure
I don't
wounds on
think you.
Ferguson. He gets all his teeth back.
No. And meet me in the Citadel Tower whenever you get to Zyme. We'll talk about this more.
Can we
there
have
will
a
be
horse?
a reward.
What about you walk?
See what he was talking about with the missing child. See what's going on. Like, try to figure this out. I will see you in a couple days. I'm sorry I have to take this horse, Ferguson, but this matters so much more, and I can't go at cart speed. And he just charges off into the distance, leaving Ferguson bloody-mouthed and sitting in front of his cart.
Oh, poor Ferguson.
That's so sad.
Let's go hunt this guy down and get the horse back for Ferguson. That's guys. This guy, like, I know I almost killed everybody back
Shut
there,
up,
but that guy is a
you,
real
all right?
jerk.
I don't want any more gnomish advice. Thank you. Just shh.
All right.
Listen,
so
man,
you guys
this is serious stuff. Horse thievery in this town? that was punishable by death where I
You
came
just killed
from.
2 people.
As you're having this discussion, you see a bunch of people walking towards you with pitchforks and torches and everything. They're not like angry; they look more concerned than anything else.
Stand back!
What do you
I'm a
do?
powerful wizard. I'd like to try to talk to the people.
All right, the people that come out front.
Before I started this campaign, I intended to be
Remember that?
hash
I'm not
things out
really
kind of
about
player.
fighting. My character's like figuring things out and getting around combat. So you murder 12 in your first action of the game.
All right, so the 2 people at the front come up to you, and it's they introduce themselves as Belinda and Tom Fieldhouse, and they say, "We're from the town nearby. Like, have you seen our kid? It looks like you might have encountered the same ruffians that took our child."
Was he a
Someone said
bird?
that it might have been like dog creatures. We don't know. We just haven't seen him for about 3 or 4 hours now, and we're just trying to find him.
Do you guys have a kobold problem around here? Because I think that might be related somehow. I heard some. I haven't seen your kids, okay, but I want to help you find them, and I think it might be related to something that we've just encountered. We came across this Birdman talking about kobolds and kids being stolen, and then he was attacked by birds, and there was a real bad magical accident that nobody could have foreseen, and the birds all died. But we might have a lead on those that you're on your kids.
Well, you seem very powerful. I don't have a lot of money to offer for this.
No, you're not giving the gnome money. We'll find your kids. Can you take care of Ferguson, please?
We can definitely take care of Ferguson.
He needs dentures.
We're ranchers. Okay? Like I can't offer anything but a few horses. If you guys can do this for us.
You have horses. See, we could have got horses from this guy. Instead, we had to steal one.
Well, you got to bring back my kid first. That's just not fair.
I'm like, underwave Thay?
But will you guys help us? Like we're so out of our element. We're just farmers. We don't know what we're doing. We don't even have swords.
Absolutely.
You guys are adventurers.
You can have my sword. Here. I wasn't using it.
It's a wonderful gift, but I really can't take it. Plus, it's like a pocket knife to me. That's a really small sword.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to have to worry about my stab damage being reduced. Okay,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
whatever.
sure stabbing does stabbing
We'll
damage.
help your dumb. I mean, we'll help your kids. They sound super nice. And
What does the elf
sure
think? I'm kind of curious.
I'm just judging everybody.
Who are you judging the most? Would it be the person that knocked you unconscious?
Yes. Yeah, I'm fantasizing about shooting him in the butt with an arrow.
Why not? This is good roleplay right here.
Yeah, remember how I said a lot of times it's hard for the group to get in on this story if they don't know each other at first? This is one of those moments where I think we just say yes.
All right, so thank you all so much. Like we really appreciate it. Like we know that there's some caves a little bit to the west of here. Like we don't know where else to start looking. That's about all I've got.
All right, well, I think we should head out east. Those caves are a dead end, you guys. Take it from me, gnomes know. There's never anything in any caves.
Right, so you can keep us at our word. You can hold the gnome squirrel while we go. And we're going to head west.
Oh, no.
I mean,
you can't have Euclid.
If you guys are really wanting squirrel stew, we can make that for you. Like, I'm glad that you already have the squirrel.
I hit somebody with my crowbar if they take my squirrel.
We're going west.
Fine.
You are on a very short leash, Mr. Dingaling. I don't even remember your name.
Trafina.
A lot of ings. What is it?
Trafina.
Lots of
Man
vowels. Tarfinter.
All right. So as you guys start walking, I'm going to advise you to take a short rest right now.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
no. I'm real tired.
Yeah.
It really took it out of me.
We're doing, for those of you
nap a
listening,
lot.
we're doing a little bit more of a superhero-esque type rest thing, and it only takes 10 minutes for a short rest, an hour for a long rest. Mostly because without a tank, we kind of need to be able to recharge spell slots faster.
You got me. Mr. Thunderwave. I mean, Miss Thunderwave.
How much HP do you have?
9.
Yeah.
So, should I roll a power nap die?
The power nap die is actually, it should be in your class listing.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out like what your
really?
hit die is. So if you go to what your hit dice is, like for Bard, it would be a D8.
Okay.
For a Cleric, it's a D8. And I'm not sure for Ranger.
It's really higher.
Let me
You
look
get
that
more.
up real quick. Yeah. It should be higher. It's probably going to be a D10 or a D12.
Well, I rolled an 8
yeah,
on my D8.
All right, so you heal whenever you're already healed.
I was going to say, I'm fine.
Whatever you get on this die is what you get for HP back.
Okay.
So roll a D10, Hannah.
Which one is?
It's the really wonky looking one.
Oh, which one?
It's got
got a
5-sided sides.
Yeah, it's got
Wait,
5 sides
no,
on top,
I'm
5
wrong.
sides on bottom.
Yeah.
The 0 is actually the 10.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, 5.
all right, so you get another 5 HP back,
Hey.
which puts you at 10 whenever you were at 11 before Al
Yeah.
viciously accosted you. You all get one spell slot
I just want to say I'm so sorry about that, guys. Again, I'd never used that spell. It seemed the guy who said it to me just like it was a party favor or something, and I didn't realize.
Thunder Wave.
Well, like how sometimes you go to the fantasy fireworks shop and you get the thing, and it's like, Morning Glory or shooting rocket. It's always a little fountain of stupid sparks. I thought it was going to be one of those things.
Or the Patriot.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to look at fireworks stands right now. Do you guys want to move towards the cave, or what's the plan here?
Yeah, I don't think there's any... I guess roll a perception check to make sure there's nobody, following us or anything. I'm really
roll
giddy for perception checks right now. I got an 8.
Plus your
wisdom?
Wisdom modifier.
2. That's 10.
All right. What about the rest of you?
I'm good. Thanks. I just find it funny that
All right, so Al
perception of what his
notices that
spell
he's...
does is so bad.
Al notices that he's in a forest. It's mostly normal leaves. It's a few ferns, things of that nature.
But these trees don't die, which I think is important to note. It is an eternal forest. Or do they die, but they always get replaced?
They're saying that it's always been a forest here, not that they're eternal trees.
Wow, so good opportunity for lumber operation.
Yeah.
Eternally reproducing trees.
Do you want to try and kill him?
I'm just saying.
Is that where that's going? Maybe is that where
my future business model involves cutting
That'd
down
be great.
trees that will instantly regrow.
These trees can't die. The tree instantly dies.
What about you, Hannah? Do you want to roll a perception check and see if anybody's following?
Sure. Is that a D20?
Yep.
8 plus wisdom.
Plus your
plus what again?
wisdom.
Oh yeah. That's 1, so 9.
All right, you notice the same thing Al does. It doesn't appear that anybody's following you, but you might be. You can't really tell.
Okay.
I mean, we're just feel uneasy, I guess.
Yeah, because you're in the middle of a forest.
Yeah, forests creep me out.
Your friend
I mean, I'm not creep me. I'm sorry. I'm very comfortable in forests because I'm a forest gnome. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I misspoke, all right? And my voice sounded like a man for a second there.
The deadly gnome I'm grappling with, but go on.
All right, so if you continue going west, in the distance, probably about 300 yards out, you notice the opening to a cave, and everything around it looks ashen and gray and just kind of blighted. Outside of the cave, you see 2 kobolds bringing in what look to be some sort of cages. Like, you can see a bunch of movement inside. It looks like it's kind of a bunch of rats.
So these kobolds are... I say kobolds. I'm going to say kobolds.
That's however you want to say it.
These kobolds are dog-like creatures?
They're actually more dragon-like. They're kind of half dog, half dragon.
Yeah, they're
according to what
dragon-kin,
they are
but they're
in this.
small, right?
Yeah, like, if you were to actually get up close to them, I shouldn't be telling you this because you haven't rolled a perception, they would be speaking Draconic.
Yeah, I know this. I knew this, but Joe didn't. So I think you can give us that information, right?
Yeah, Joe, you could tell him that.
Yeah, I do that.
So.
Okay. I'm just curious about, you said they were carrying cages, and I had the images of, leather dogs early, and I didn't know what they were carrying the cages with. Do they stand upright?
Yeah.
Yeah, they stand fully upright.
Okay.
No, they're humanoid.
You can do it if you want to sneak forward, you might be able to get a stealth attack on them, which gives you a bonus round of combat. But that is up to you guys. You could just go charging in, or you could try to find a solution other.
Well, I don't think I know Draconic. How would I know if I knew that language?
Did you guys ever figure out what languages you know?
I did. I know Common and Infernal.
Yeah, and I have Elvish, Common, and Undercommon.
I'm pretty sure bards don't. Where would that be at on my...
That was a gnomish thing, actually.
Yeah, that's a gnomish thing. You probably don't know Draconic unless, if you learned Draconic, you would have known that.
Right.
You would have, or remembered that. So I'm just going to say that they also do speak Common, but they're going to be mostly speaking in Draconic because they're talking to each other.
How about... Okay, what if... Listen, guys. Trafina here. How are you guys doing? I feel real bad about what happened earlier. Here's what I'm thinking, okay? We don't know what the situation is, and I like to talk before acting, usually.
Right, we've seen that before.
I sort of due for my comeuppance. I totally get that I was wrong earlier. But what if you hang back, and I go forward and just try to talk to these guys? I think they'll feel less threatened if it's just me. I'm very small, okay? I'm very personable, and I have a way with people, even if they are weird dragon dog looking guys. and maybe we can figure this out. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding, because a lot of cultures are different, and sometimes they don't know that it's wrong to steal other people's kids.
How about we pretend I kidnapped you, and I'm going to sell you to the kobolds? I'm actually a charlatan.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm about child size, too. They're interested in human children.
I had noticed that.
We could, this is excellent.
Rope? Does anyone have a rope? Do I have a rope?
I am a little nervous about being tied up by you two. I did just meet you, and at the time, after I had met you, I did almost kill...
No, believe me, that's water under the bridge.
Okay. I do feel very bad about that. I want you guys to know I feel bad.
And I think our ranger should maybe
Rangers have an adventures kit.
Ranged also? I don't know what Hannah's...
And my thought was that if you guys are going to go in and do that, maybe I can be in the distance, like kind of, if they try to attack you, then I can try to shoot them with an arrow.
You could be... I have an idea. What if you try to sort of sneak around this area in the woods, but like sort of so you're over the cave mouth? Is there there has to be a hill here, right? It's not just like a hole going straight down into the ground. We're talking about
it's an outcropping of rocks on a slightly larger cliff. It's probably about 25 feet above. It would be hard for her to get around, but it would be very easy, especially as a ranger, to use the trees as cover.
Yeah, I don't think you need to tell the ranger their business.
Okay,
why don't you stick to attempted murder, and the ranger can stick to rangering?
I just thought if we flanked them or something, it would be a good idea.
Do we have a gag?
I'm talking out of character now. I thought if we flanked them, it would be a good idea.
That was in character. I do use a slip knot to tie up Thumbelina.
Okay, I acquiesce.
I am a charlatan. I am actually a con man. If that matters at all. Hopefully I know some good-looking knots that are actually pretty easy to undo.
Okay.
Yeah, you're an adventurer. I'm going to say you know some decent knots.
Okay, so I can get out of this pretty easily if I need to.
I guess you're kind of a drunk. Maybe you learned the slip knot from all the times you tried to kill yourself.
I'm literally a charlatan. I'm a con man. It says I have loaded dice, or I think actually I don't know if it actually mentioned knots. I might be possibly retconning that in my memory.
You're adventurers. You know knots.
But Al. So what's your name? Tingling?
Trifina?
Trifina. Trifina.
I thought it was Valentina.
Trifina.
What do you
just say gnome.
I think I should probably learn people's names. I mean, Hannah, hi buddy, I got. If Al had chosen a fun name, we would have not had this problem. Trifina. How do you, when you're not slaughtering people by the dozen, how do you do combat in case it comes to that?
Well, I am a bard, so I can do something called bardic inspiration, which is sort of, I kind of help you guys out in combat. I can do things as well. I mean, I have a sword and a crossbow and stuff that I can use, but I'm able to give you out of character, a dice that you can roll. On any so the way bardic inspiration works.
What is this dice you speak of? Yeah, I got to know that.
I'm able to give, not literally give it to you, but I can bestow upon you the qualities of 1d6 that you can roll and add to a ability check after you know the roll, but before the DM tells you if it succeeds or fails.
I guess throw that on us now. How many people can that hit?
I got 3. It's equal to my charisma modifier, I believe.
Yeah, so everybody can get that. I'm a little worried that it's going to be out of range, but I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Well, I could go ahead and cast it on all of y'all, and then everybody has a d6 that they can roll once. And I can cast it again, I think, every 10 minutes. So if we're in combat, yeah.
Also wondering, you should probably hide your knife or your crossbow. Which one do you like more?
What?
Well, I have a short sword, but I guess that is what you're talking about, my knife?
Yeah.
It's a short sword, but it's...
Capture is what I'm saying. You can't have a knife on you.
I would leave the crossbow with the ranger, because she knows she could probably use it better than I could anyway.
I'm a dude.
And she can sort of have my stuff, anything. I guess, can I hide the knife on my person?
Did you just misgender your rogue or your ranger?
I'm very sorry. I did, yes.
You're a mess, Thumbelina.
Hannah is playing a male. Hasn't talked a lot in the campaign so far. Very quiet ranger, I see.
She'll warm up to us, I predict.
My
point is, if things go south, I can't bring you in there with a knife on your belt because you're supposedly my hostage.
can you
hide
carry the
something on
knife?
you.
Like, it wouldn't be a suspect for you to carry 2 knives. And
That's fair enough. I can do
if
that. Yes.
something happens, then I can just pluck it from your belt and we can go to town on
Don't
these
touch my
guys.
belt. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
All right, let's move forward.
Moving forward. I'm tied up.
All right, so
Help!
this is
Screaming! Look at my legs! I'm a human child! Human stuff! Help! Bring me some toys!
all right. So Joe, do you approach the kobolds?
I do. In fact, I yell out to them. I'm just like,
right.
This
you know,
man
someone
doesn't
here
have a
looking
name!
looking to buy human kids.
They look a little bit suspect at you, and one starts getting his sling ready.
I've got persuasion and deception.
All right. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna have you roll 2 persuasion checks.
All right.
So you're gonna roll a. You're gonna roll. Actually, we're gonna do it just one. So roll a d20
4.
plus your charisma plus your. Yeah. So plus your charisma plus your proficiency bonus.
I
Which
cast Thunderwave. No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what is my
right.
proficiency bonus?
The proficiency bonus is 2, and it's gonna be. You should have this under persuasion. Like there should be a little thing bumped in. I'm pretty sure a 4 is not going to do it though. So
4 plus 3 plus. Well, okay. Hang on. We're discussing the actual.
you got a
rules, so I can
4.
learn.
You didn't.
I don't
do
know,
it.
but I want to get a handle on this because I have no idea what the proficiency bonus. Proficiency bonus is based on level.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Okay.
right now it's plus 2, and then if you're proficient in a skill, you get the bonus points there.
Okay, I am proficient in that. I have a little bump in there. But
All right,
yeah,
so
I got a
this is-
four.
Are these
If it's
guys
just
holding
a
the
bump-
cages, by the way? What's the situation? Are they in the process of...
They set down the cages whenever you approached,
Okay.
and one has ready to sling. The other has pulled out a.
And the cage is locked.
Yes.
Okay.
And I do a terrible job of persuading them.
Yeah. Like you basically walk up.
Buy some
while-
kids!
honestly, I'm pretty sure it's Al that caused them to not be persuaded
I do have a very
because
large
he's
handicap.
yelling. He's yelling human things and things of that nature. And they suspect something's up. And so I need you guys to roll initiative.
Okay. 17.
All right.
Oh, come on! I got another 4. Wait, that's plus what? Initiative has a bonus, right?
Initiative, it needs to be, that is your dex.
Okay, that's 0. Yes, 4.
All right. Hannah, what'd you get?
Which one am I rolling again?
D20.
9, and you said 5. So 14.
So we got
She's dexterous.
Al going first, Hannah going second, and Hannah's actually going to get, because she was posted up and ready with her bow, she's going to get a bonus attack here in a second. We'll go over that. Joe got a 4. Let's see what the kobolds get. All right, so kobolds, it's going to, like the attack order is going to be Al, Hannah, kobolds, and then Joe.
Okay.
But Hannah gets the first action because she had a ready to attack. So which one do you want to aim at first, Hannah? Do you want to aim at the one with the sling or the one with the sword?
The one with the sling.
And don't forget, you
All
do
right.
have your Bardic Inspiration die. I cast that on all of us.
Yeah, so
Ahead
whenever
of the
you
fight.
when you roll your attack die,
You don't
Hannah?
have to, by the way, don't have to use it if you get a good roll.
no, you definitely want to use it. So
Okay.
with this roll, grab one of your D6s, just the normal square ones like the normal die,
Oh, okay.
and roll that with your D20 and add those two together plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. So that's 19 and 1, so 20 and then 5. So 25.
You definitely hit. Now I need you to roll your what was that, a D8 for the longbow?
It was a D8 with the longbow.
4 and,
All right, so plus your dexterity.
and 5, so that'd be 9.
All right, so this arrow actually goes straight through the lungs and into the heart of this kobold, and he lets out a weird groan as he falls over.
Yay!
Just like, "Ugh," something like that.
Poor guy. Now, we only have
And
2
now-
kobolds, right?
Yeah, there were only 2 kobolds there, but I should have added more because you guys are actually doing better at combat than I expected.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess, I've got
All
my
right, so
short
you got
sword. I don't think I'm gonna do anything fancy because Joe's here, and then Hannah can
I
mop
haven't
up
handed
after.
you it yet, have I?
Yeah, it's gonna take your movement to get out of the
You're
thing.
in ropes still.
Like you're in ropes, so use your movement phase to get out of the ropes, and then your action is probably gonna have to be getting the knife
I thought
So
this
I
was
think-
going to be easy because it's the quick release and he was just going to give them to me. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, it's
Okay.
easier
If
than you
you-
not having a knife.
you're still 20 feet away from him. So, like, if you can dash up there if you want, or if you have a ranged attack, you can actually try that. But
I'll
otherwise,
just go. Yeah, I was going to say, since I do have a ranged attack, I guess I'll try this Dissonant Whispers.
All right.
Which is a first level enchantment. Range 60 feet, so I'm good there.
Definitely.
Whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your voice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Good
It
God.
must immediately use its action.
Jesus, how are these first level spells? Like, I'm gonna have to look some of this stuff up. But go ahead.
It must immediately use its action, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Except it's probably gonna be plastered into goo because of your dissonant whispers.
The creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or a pit.
All right. Do you have to read the first part to me again? I want to make sure we're doing this right.
The target must make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. So we're gonna roll the wisdom saving throw on this kobold.
What is he rolling against here?
He's got pretty low wisdom. You've got to do your DC. So it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus I think your level. What did we say it was before? It was like he has to be to roll 13.
Where would I find my level? Also, I don't have a proficiency bonus written in.
All right, we're gonna fix that. Your proficiency bonus is 2.
Okay.
But I'm gonna figure out exactly what your DC is, and I want you to write this down.
Okay.
All right, so the spell save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus, which is 2, plus your charisma modifier.
All right. Spell save DC.
And these guys aren't especially wise, so there's a good chance that this will kill him, but let me roll. Oh, and look, the first nat 20 of the game.
Oh, wow.
So that did not work.
Well,
Does it say he takes half damage or anything?
on successful save, the target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away.
All right, so roll your 3d6.
That's a 6 and a 5 and a 3. So
7.
9, 14.
All right, so 7, and just so you guys know, you always round down.
Okay.
And he looks like he's in a lot of pain. Like he is definitely hurt by this, but he's not quite dead.
You want to give up? I say to him.
Well, let's see if he makes. Well, you can try to persuade him. Do a persuasion
Okay, it's like,
check.
hey, buddy, this doesn't have to end. You don't have to go out like your friend did. We just really want these kids back. We're not on a kobold murdering mission here. We just not cool with you stealing kids. You want to help us or do you want to die?
Roll a d20.
That is a 20.
All right, he runs off into the woods.
Oh, wow. Okay, really.
You can either pursue because he's only going to be able to move. Like this will actually start at his next turn. So this is going to be their turn right now. Actually, no, it's Hannah's
How
turn
did I not
first.
persuade him to help us with a D20?
He's
Like
not-
a critical hit.
Because he's evil and he's
Yeah, he's
dumb.
a kobold.
He just wants to survive.
He's not.
I'm offering him a
You-
chance to survive.
I'm surprised I'm helping you at this point. The
Yeah.
kobold just wants to get away from you. You're
You just
basically
whispered in his
Yeah.
ear that made him almost die. He does not want to help you.
You're
Okay.
basically Lucifer so far this round.
Yeah.
Like we're just like, oh, this gnome, and you're just like you're exploding pigeons. Like you just whispered next to me, and the kobold just started bleeding out of his nose, and I'm just like, okay.
All right.
I'm really
Hannah?
a nice
Yes.
girl, guys. I'm sorry.
I try and get out of combat when possible.
All right, Hannah. This is your turn. He's basically turning to run. You can either be merciful or you can just try to shoot him.
Yeah,
Like this is
I
your
wanted
call.
to try to finish him off.
All right, so roll a d20 plus your you've got bardic inspiration, so roll it with that d6.
Oh, roll it with D6. Okay, so D20 and D6.
Yep.
Okay. What is this? 19 and 3, and
Plus your dexterity, so that's a 28. So that's definitely
Wait,
gonna
did
hit.
she roll that D6 again? You can only roll that once.
roll what? Roll what?
Oh, it's the bardic inspiration is only
for one
once.
turn.
I thought it was like a bless for clerics.
No,
so
I'm
That's
sorry.
only one turn. All right, so you still hit. You got like a 24. So you just put an arrow out there and roll for damage.
Right, is that a D20 again?
That's a D8.
Where are you? Here it is. 8.
All right, so That means it's 13. You pretty much just put this through the back of his throat. Like, it goes through the spinal column, and he just falls forward.
Yay!
You know, between the three of us, you would have expected the guy with the red skin and the horns and the tail to do a lot more
Seriously.
damage.
I didn't think I was that merciful as a cleric, but it turns out I'm a pretty good guy. Might rethink
All
this.
right. So, with all this happening, one more kobold comes from the cave and is just looking at the destruction that's outside. And he gets his sword out and he charges towards the gnome. And
Why?
basically, he's going to take... I wonder. Like, he
Do I
charges
have my
towards
knife
you.
back yet? Can I please have my knife?
All right. He's going to take an attack.
Okay.
Actually, he has a dagger, not a sword. And that is +5. What's your ACL?
Hold on. 15.
All right, so that glances off your armor, doesn't do anything, but he
Yeah.
is standing right in front of you. Now it is Joe's turn.
Yeah. I use my disguise kit.
I don't understand why I wasn't. I'm still mad that I wasn't able to persuade that guy with the D20. That's very upsetting to me.
It's because, like, that's not a creature you're going to convince to work for you. You almost killed him right off the bat. Like, there's nothing you could have done other than charm, like an
basically-
actual charm spell.
Fine.
Outsiders mean death or prison to them, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Like, he's not gonna just give up.
He's also under the influence of occultists, so, like, he's just...
That's bad. Cultist?
Yeah.
Woo! I have a mace, apparently. I'm just not
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
have a
anything
mace.
magical or weird. I'm just gonna hit him in the head with a mace.
All right, roll a D20. If you want to use your bardic inspiration now, you can, or you can save that.
I get to choose after... Oh, God.
Just FYI, I'm gonna have to get my kid off the bus in a few minutes.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I rolled a 3.
All right, so you miss.
Do I add
And it
anything to
goes-
that?
You would add your dexterity, but you're not going to beat his AC unless you have, like, a 7 modifier.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't.
now we know what his AC is, guys.
I know, I'm not supposed to do that, but... Anyway, now it's Al's turn. Al the Destroyer.
So how often can I use a spell? Like I just used Dissonant Whispers.
Yeah,
I have-
and
that was
that
a
means you
George
have,
Michael song.
with your Cure Wounds that you cast earlier, you now have 0 spells to use.
Your
Unless,
slots...
I thought it was
unless
after
they're
we took a rest.
cantrips. Yeah, you only get 1 back on a short rest.
Oh. And even cantrips I can't use?
You can use cantrips. You can use cantrips forever.
Oh, okay. Then I'll try because I don't have my sword back yet. I'll try Vicious Mockery.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Can I use that in my...
It's your movement turn, so you can get your sword back.
I also...
but
don't
he-
I have a movement turn?
Yeah, Joe has a movement turn, and
He
you can
runs
use the
away from
movement
me.
before or after.
Can I
But
punch
if
the
you
Have
gnome?
him or
if
Oh,
you
my
move
prisoner
out of
escaped. Run!
if you move out of combat with this guy, since you're right next to Al, he does get an target or an attack of opportunity.
No, I'm giving
So
Al's
he might-
knife is what I was getting
Oh,
at.
okay, yeah. So Al has his knife now. He looks like he's pretty well in pain. Actually, no, this one doesn't have
Yeah,
any
he hasn't been hit
HP
yet.
He
He's
hasn't been
But
hit
he's
yet.
near Al.
Yeah, he's near Al.
I can do 1d4 psychic damage. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery. I unleash a
All right.
string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature I can see within range. If the target can hear me, though it need not understand me, it must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage
All
on the attack.
See, this actually seems like a level 1
Next
spell.
turn.
1d4. That's normal.
All right, so he did not get that. Roll a d4.
All right, rolling that. Let's see. Okay, d4. That's a 3,
All right, so he looks like he's hurt, but he is not that hurt.
and he has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Yeah.
Okay. Now it is Hannah's turn. Do you want to try to take a shot at this dude?
I was actually thinking, like, am I too far away to, like, approach? Well, because I noticed I have minor illusion, and didn't you say I can kind of change my appearance from a distance and convince him, like, try to convince him I'm someone else?
Yeah, but these are kobolds. They're not gonna they're not really into that sort of thing.
All you're gonna do is like just convince him you're another kobold coming to help.
No, I was thinking, like, if they
Kill
have
us.
if they have someone, like, in authority, though, if I looked from a distance like someone who's, like, their leader, and then
Would you
demanded
have
that
to
they
know who
leave.
that was though?
Ah,
That might work better for the next round.
okay. Well, okay, yeah, I'll just shoot him again.
All right.
It's
Roll your
an Overwatch.
roll your d20.
Okay. I'm like, it'll go to. Let's just swing
Oh,
some
by the
stuff
way,
around.
Joe didn't use his bardic inspiration on his attack.
I didn't want
So
to.
he still has it.
16.
Retroactively, just
I
Oh,
didn't want
16
to add that
plus
to my
5.
free.
So-
that's a good point. Yeah, not good strategy there.
Hannah, you definitely hit. Roll your d8.
2.
All right, so that actually is enough to kill him combined with the previous attack, so he goes down, and that's all the kobolds that are outside right now.
We win!
Oh,
Yay!
you
Bloodshed.
cheated.
Much bloodshed.
The Dissonant Whispers isn't a cantrip, Al.
Are you sure?
Yes, oddly. It's the weakest spell you have. It's first level.
No, I said Vicious
Yeah.
Mockery.
Oh, sorry.
Dissonant Whispers is the one I used before. I may have used the wrong name
yeah.
for it, but I did have the right stats. Vicious Mockery is cantrip.
You're right,
bard.
you're right. I was wondering.
All right. So the next question is, this next thing is probably going to take another 15 minutes. I know, Al, you have to get your kid. Do we want to do this, or do we want to use next week as an expanded thing as you guys enter the cave?
I think we've kicked some butt and taken some names. Okay, I've got Manwith and High here with me.
I did
All
nothing
right.
but stabilize a crow and miss with my mace. That's literally all I did. You're making people's heads explode. I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
I'm gonna be reviewing some of these things because I just don't believe that Al is correct on the usage of these
I
spells.
printed it out. It says level 1,
That's
first
why I
level.
tried to look up Dissonant Whispers and I misheard.
Yeah, I'll double check just to make sure. But today we're learning that bards are the most powerful class they've ever played. I'm used to people being able to hit maybe 10 max damage on on something like this, not blow up an entire party. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this first adventure on the Enzymes chapter of this D&D campaign. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. It's been a lot of fun to actually get started with this.
It was way more fun than I was expecting. I mean, I was expecting a lot, but
We've been talking about this for a while. I hope you guys enjoy. Please give us some feedback on it. We're going to come up with some hashtag where you can add yourself as a character in the game, things like that. But first, we have to name it. So
Yeah.
we will talk to you here very shortly. And just as a reminder, tell everybody who you are, where to find you guys.
I'm Albert at Albert_Berg on Twitters.
Joseph Devon at Joseph Devon on Twitter.
I'm Hannah at PT Barpun.
And I'm Tony Southcott at T Southcott on Twitter. You can find all of us also at the HE Podcast account. We will see you guys in 2 weeks with another adventure.
If you like the stuff you see on this channel, consider supporting us by becoming a member at humanechoes.com. Members get access to cool stuff like shirts and pins and the awesome bonus podcast. Click the link in the description to find out more.
Whew.
We still don't have a name for this thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we're probably going to re-record an intro later.
Okay.
Like just a full-on thing that gives a little explanation and a name.
Welcome.
Because I have the name of the chapter.
All right.
Butt
All
Quest.
right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Robot Dinosaur Fireball.
Technically, that's not it. The first chapter of this yet-to-be-named D&D series is called Enzymes. You'll figure out why later.
Enzymes? Like enzymes?
Enzymes. Yes.
End designs.
Enzymes.
Enzymes.
You'll figure it out.
And is
Yes.
there anything you can
It's
do
a
with your
pun.
bird?
With my
It's a pun, yes.
Yeah, I can cover the bird's cage so they'll think it's nighttime. I could try that.
That would probably help.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of
Birds are
chirping.
dumb.
Bird brain.
What
Birds
happened?
Are, that's the,
It's
that's the
dark.
subtitle. And designs, or birds are dumb. Hot murder. Right. Tony.
Like,
All
they
right.
don't think they could have figured out like which one they wanted, but it's
Al,
like
this isn't the podcast.
Hans
Stop.
Brinker or the Silver Skates.
Al, stop. All right. So this is going to be our first D&D campaign. This is my first time DMing. This is the first time most of the people on here are playing. We're going to go over some character stuff here in a minute, but we're going to do that naturally. So here we go. The sweet aroma of The sweet aroma of an eternal forest greets you on the road. It's been a long day of travel as you work your way to the trade city of Zyme, the central hub to all the kingdoms of Telemere. The United Carriage Company has overbooked your transit.
All right.
As a giant...
They're outside.
And now she's back.
Uh-oh.
Should I just restart all that?
Yeah.
And begin.
Either it's important and Hannah needs to hear it, or it's not important and you shouldn't have been saying it in the first place.
I'm just giving like a quick scene. I'm just walking people into this.
Okay.
I can see this is going to be very headachy for me.
That was amazing.
Okay.